Hello my friends, welcome to a yin practice. This is a really nice practice to do in the evening, at the end of a day, even just before bed. So all you're going to need is a blanket or a big towel, and we'll just get right on into it. So come onto your all fours in tabletop position, and shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Take your palms shoulder width apart. Have your knees hip width apart as well. And we're just going to start with a few cycles of cat-cow. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, maybe look up. As you exhale, press into the hands and the knees, dome the back body. Let the head fall, let the tail tuck. And just take a couple like that. As you inhale, pull forward, just pause. No breath, no movement for a moment. As you exhale, roll it back. Again, pausing at the end of the breath in the shape. Inhale, pull forward, belly drops. Exhale, roll it back. There's two more. In your own time, with your own breath. Last one. Pausing both ends of breath. Just linger and notice. Good, and then send your bum back to your heels for child's pose. And just grab your blanket and double it up. And make a little pillow for the forehead here. So you rest down into child's pose. You can choose where your arms go. They might go down by your side. It's really nice. Maybe forward, and anywhere else is okay as well. Just close your eyes while you're down there. Settle into the hips. Settle into the knees. Feel this beautiful spreading across the low back, the sacrum. And of course, with every exhale, just let the chest drop deeper and deeper in towards the ground. Deeper and deeper. As we try and relax, it's like a three-part process. You need to find something to focus on, so maybe the breath. You need to be still, so just hold the shape. And then you need time. You need time for the body to make sense of the shape, the focus point, the stillness, so it can feel a sense of safety, so the nervous system can settle, and then you'll relax. And once you can relax into these shapes, they become far more potent. Lift the head just enough to slip your right arm underneath the left armpit, thread the needle. And then you've still got your blanket there to catch the forehead, or if you prefer the right temple and cheek, that's absolutely okay as well. If for any reason this doesn't feel good on your knees and into your hips, you can lift them up into more of that anahata twist. Otherwise, if it's okay for you today, let's just keep buttocks to heels in the child's pose variation, yeah? Take another couple of breaths here on this side. There's one more. Easy, lift up. Lift us halfway out. Hands to mat. Like a little crouch. Let's pause. Take a big roll of the right shoulder up and back. Roll of left shoulder up and back. And then go in and thread the left arm. I'm not going to come all the way down because I'm protecting the microphone, but you will thread it all the way under, and then you'll drop either your forehead or your left temple to the blanket. And if you need some support, you might even take the blanket underneath the arm, the shoulder. Really, creativity with the props is limited by your imagination. So just thread on and settle in. And just there for a couple of minutes. Noticing how it feels, left shoulder to right. Finding that focal point again. Enjoying just being still. Feeling your breath, your body. Listening to whatever sounds are playing around you. And yin is this, it's such a wonderful kind of separation. It's like this deep slowing down, this pulling back. At night, at the end of a busy day. It's a really beautiful way to just kind of settle, to segue into healthy sleep cycles. Learning how to rest. Well, I mean, that's obviously beneficial for when we're awake as well, for our energy levels and behavior patterns and everything, how we step through our day. Let's take a little longer here with your left arm threaded under. Just 2 more breaths. And then just like before, begin to come out just halfway. Hands down in front of your knees. Close your eyes. Take an isolated roll of your left shoulder up, back and down. An isolated roll of your right, up, back and down. Let's do one more of your left. One more of your right. Good, and then come on up. And we're going to take the legs wide into Upavista. And I like to sit on the edge of a blanket here just to help tilt the pelvis forward a little bit. I think it's more comfortable and you get a bit of a deeper fold, so you can go on and give that a go too. Take the hands either side or behind you and press down into the hands to sit tall. So find this sense of lift of the spine up and out of the pelvis. And just flex the feet for a moment, draw the toes back. Take a big breath in. And you can stay here, like this is a perfectly good place to be. Or begin to fold forward, keeping the spine long, keeping some pressure down through the hands. Just until you begin to meet resistance. And that resistance might be back of legs, it might be low back or hips. It really depends on your body. Just pause where you meet the resistance. Take a breath in. Relax the legs, the feet, the jaw. Take another breath in. And let yourself sink a little bit deeper. Again, have something. So for me, it's my elbows down on the ground. For you, it might be your hands. You can let the head go. And you can press down into the hands and elbows and just tone back into the body a little bit. There may or may not be room to come a bit deeper. And shift and shuffle.
And scanning your body from your toes to your crown. Noticing everything and anything. But don't just swim around in the surface. You can dive right on in. Don't be scared. You feel what you feel. We don't really need to make sense of any of it. We don't need to analyze any of it. We just notice it, name it, and let it go on its way. It can be really difficult to do. Let's take a few more breaths here. I'm not going to be here too long. All right, just one more breath here. Okay, come on up and just pause upright. Maybe the hands down behind you or either side of you. Lengthen the spine up and out of the pelvis. Okay. Hands underneath the knees to give them a little bit of help here. Lift them up, bring the legs in, and come on down onto the back of your body. Actually, no, don't come down onto the back of your body. We're going to stay sitting for a bit. So take your right foot and bring it around to your left hip. Take your left leg and either step it just in front of your right shin or all the way up and over. It's up to you here what you want to do. So just a really loose, lazy Ardha Matsyendrasana or Lord of the Fishes. I like the foot in front of the shin personally. And then just hook your right arm in front of the left shin. Take your left hand behind you and gently begin to look back. Again, you can sit up on your blanket here if you need to. You're welcome to have your right leg long and straight, left over the top. I actually like that. I'm going to do that variation for me today. So sit nice and tall. Take an inhale there. And then exhale into the twist. Relax the shoulders, the jaw. Let's take another 3 or 4 breaths here. Do you know what's really nice as you inhale, sit a bit taller. As you exhale, just lean into the back body, bring chin to chest, just round ever so slightly. It's really subtle. You inhale, sit that tall and high. Exhale, go in and just round it in. One more time, inhale, sit that tall.
exhale, round it in. Sit tall and release to center. Let's take a cross leg for a moment. Close down your eyes. Let's pause and notice the right and left side of your body. And then moving on to your variation on the other side, so it can just be foot in front of shin. You can go all the way up and over, full posture, or you can go left leg long, right bent up. And again, I'm going to go on this variation, this side. My knees have been a bit tricky lately. And just wrap the left arm around the front of the right shin, take the right arm behind, so pretty loose. You don't have to kind of like wrap and tug it in here. So now you're there, sit up nice and tall for your breath in. And go on and twist deeper for your breath out. Maybe you look back to the side wall. Soften the shoulders, the jaw, the whole face really. Really nice here in these twists to find some compression into the belly. With a squeeze of the insides. And also this beautiful big stretch of the right and left ribs here. Left side of spine. Maybe even into the neck and the shoulder, depending on the position of your head. Just a couple more breaths. Take a breath in. As you exhale, just any amount, tuck the chin and just press into the back body a little bit. Tiny dome. Inhale, sit that tall. Exhale, just dome, little bit. Inhale to sit up, and if you're unsure, have a peek. I'm doing it, and you won't see a lot here. Exhale, just dome. Last time, inhale, sit up. Exhale to twist, and just find your way into cross-legged briefly. Opening the eyes. Good, let's take the legs long down the mat to caterpillar pose. Grab your blanket and roll it up pretty thick and pop it underneath the back of the calves here. Knees, calves, so there's a little bend in them. And take a breath in, sit tall. You might even put your hands down by your side. Just find some lengthening up and out of the pelvis. And Again, begin to fold forward. Just slowly keep your eyes closed, keep a long spine. And once more, just until you begin to meet some resistance. For me, with the knees bent, the resistance here is sensation across the low back. I know I can go way, way further, but this is probably good for now. And then drop your hands wherever they are. And you can let the head go. Relax from toes to crown, shoulders from ears. If you're someone who likes some support for the forehead, you can have a pillow or block or another blanket just between the knees and let the forehead rest. Today I quite like just a heavy head, different every time. Some people might just take the arms and rest the head down, back of hands. So we're here, just really committing to the stillness. And really sort of recalibrate internally. And allow the external shape just to be at ease. And begin to slowly come on up. I love that shape. I could stay there forever and just fall asleep. Right. Just pause upright. Just be aware of the back chain of your body.
keep your blanket fairly rolled and come on down to the back. And slip your blanket underneath your buttocks and hug the knees to the chest. And the blanket will just help tilt the pelvis back. Separate your knees, wedge your wrists or your forearms right up behind the knees, then interlace your fingers. And then let your calves grow heavy. So the arms are wedged between back of calves and back of thigh. And point and flex your feet a couple of times just so you're aware when you release them, there's no gripping. And press into the back of the head. You can reorganize the chest so it's nice and open. It's like a more gentle version of happy baby. If you prefer full happy baby, you go on ahead, but I think this is good here, particularly in the evening. This posture is super restorative. It's like a gift to your nervous system. A pretty straight path right into good solid rest. Your jaw be free, your head. Be aware of this subtle gripping of the interlace of the fingers compared to the total relaxation of the rest of your body. Those are different sensations. Your feet might begin to pick up some kind of peculiar sensation now. Obviously they're high up, it's an inversion, they're above the heart and the head. Just take another 3 breaths. The fingers gently slip apart. And put your feet down on the ground. Blanket can stay. Just take a moment. Push the blanket further towards your heels. Step your legs long. Flip the palms to the ceiling. Shavasana. And you know, if you're doing this like right before bed, maybe instead of Shavasana, just go slip into bed. Take Shavasana in your bed. kind of want to do that right now. Sounds really nice. Alrighty, yogis, I'm going to leave you here. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this sleepy yin practice. Just a little one to ease from a busy day into a restful night. So sleep well, yogis. Namaste.